Hi everyone. Welcome to the live stream of the men's teams, ACT and Queensland. I'm sorry, we're still trying to sort out the scoreboard on your live stream, so we will do that very soon. And I'm joined by a couple of co-commentators here. We have
Maya and Abby.
Abby's on her way here. Come on, Abby. We didn't get much time between games there, so we're going to have to sort out a couple of things, like the scoreboard, and we don't have a team list at the moment. But so, which team are you guys attached to?
We play for ACT, the mixed team. So we're just coming to support our boys, and hopefully it'll be a good game for them as well. Yeah.
And how have you been going today, Abby?
Oh, we played quite a tough game against Western Australia this morning, and then we've had a bye, but we went down to Western, but we'll get them back. We'll get there. Universe Point, very tight indeed. It was a great game, great, tough, good competition out here this weekend, so it'll be good to experience and finish off being tired after Sunday. It'll be good.
So, might get you guys to just tell us about some of these players, or call the players as they, for ACT at least.
All right, so we just had Darren Chu throw a long huck down the back that's actually gone out, but he's an import from Singapore, and he's, I think, at ANU either doing an exchange or doing his study here. So he's been a good addition to the team. Most of the blokes are pretty new. We have a few new guys from uni who joined on through our intercollegial ultimate tournaments. We've got some quick feet and yeah, some really good skills out there. So it'll be good to see how they go today.
Cool. So very slowly, Queensland is walking the disc to the sideline. They do a little give go, get it back, get into there's very fast move and got it to the upwind sideline, and then immediately looked to huck it, but it was a bit out of reach. Quite a sharp throw there.
So now it's ACT's disc on the sideline. Got a strong under, looking for the shots. Darren Chu, import from Singapore. It's a turn. Currently 1-0 Queensland.
And another turnover.
It's ACT's disc again. And he's gone for the huck. Just gone down. A lot of turns in the wind today.
Tough conditions down here. Geelong's got us great.
So now Queensland is resetting on the sideline. Side force from ACT, and that's a break. It appears there's been a stoppage. The boys are discussing it, and the play's back in. It's a break again. Up the line by Queensland, and he's looking for the huck. It's gone far wide. There's going to be a bit of, and it's knocked out by ACT. Isaac, number 11. Newbie to the sport from the Northern Territory.
Now there's a slowdown in the game. They're going to slowly walk the disc back up to the field. We've got Darren back with the disc in the top left-hand corner of the end zone. All right, disc is in. Straight up force. Oh, straight through hands. Here we go. Queensland right near their end zone. They're looking for it. Here it is, long. And the call is out. No goal.
Right in the back of the end zone.
Right. So number 37 again with the disc. See if we can get some plays happening here. Bit of flow happening. There you go. A few upcuts, a few undercuts again. Going down that. So we're working it nice and down the field. Down the field's going good. Queensland footing on a nice strong force. Forster home. There, four's up. Not in the end zone just yet. Oh, and turned it. There's a turnover. It's Queensland's disc again.
So it's a turnover to Queensland. They're walking it up to the line. Got some cuts going under. And not on. It's a swing. And then to the break side. Good shot up the sideline. And a huck. And it's gone far to the left. They're chasing, but it's too far. And it's a turn. I can't.
Right.
Oh, yes. All right.
You guys,
Yeah.
so you guys should call ACT team,
Side, yep.
and I'll call Queensland.
As they play.
We have another guest speaker, Mark Evans. He chickened out. All right, so here we go with the disc again. Number 11.
Number 11.
Number 7, Isaac.
Bell.
Isaac Bell.
And then he's looking to 25.
Number 25's got the disc.
Aiden Barron.
Good luck, Aiden Barrett. Nice throw down to Darren.
And it's a
There's a big one up into the wind, up high. It's a test of. Oh, it's caught into number 18.
no 18.
No, 18.
Maybe Matthew Walls. 19.
No, we've got the disc still. And ACT's still got the disc. There's an injury being called. There's a Queenslander hobbling off the field, and on runs number 20,
Number 20.
Alex Leask. All right, they're just checking the field, getting the communication happening. Good communicative sport. And the team disc back in. Right near ACT's end zone. Back to the dump. Timeout called from ACT.
There's caps littered all over the field. Everyone's thrown their caps down at some stage in the point so far. But so maybe they called the timeout so they could collect their caps. So I just ducked off to get teamless, but it's still 1-0. It's exciting. Lots of turnovers. So you guys had a tight loss so far, and then you've got 2 games this afternoon after this.
On this field, 3 o'clock. ACT versus New South Wales mixed. Be a great game. Tune in.
The game after that, we have another one back-to-back up against Vic at 4:30. So I think we've got to have a big run ahead of us as a team. So I think we'll pull through. Got some strong legs, but it'll be an interesting afternoon for sure.
And what's your background? You guys at university?
I'm at uni at ANU and picked up the sport when I decided I didn't want to spend too much money on sport. And it was one of the cheapest clubs to join, but it's turned out.
That's worked out well for you, hasn't it?
It's been really good. Yeah. I don't know about you. How did you get it?
So I work full-time at an aged care facility as an activities coordinator, and my boss, the leisure lifestyle program manager, played league and just decided to give me a run, and I did it, and then they said, oh, well, you're pretty okay, you can keep going. So kind of got hooked in early, and it was good to see when you first started, everyone's just showing me YouTube clips. So I guess I got hooked in from YouTube. Thanks, guys. Yep.
That's the next generation of Frisbee players are all going to be YouTube fans. Well, I mean, and that's why we're doing this, isn't it? Exactly. To recruit. We're not. Hang on.
Our guy just ran off to get the rubbish. True environmentalist.
Steve has decided to sit this one out due to his hand injury. Don't understand the relevance between talking and hand not decapitation, debilitation. Yeah.
Mia, you'll find out it's pretty tough work commentating a game, and you're going to be pretty emotionally and physically drained after this, and you probably need to take a couple of games off. So, yeah. No, Steve's not quite the young, finely tuned athlete that you guys are. Yep, it's back in. ACT proves the stats true and turns it over pretty quick smart after that timeout. Queensland brings it in. They're just outside their end zone. Big huck for position. Caught with the wind, and that was never going to get caught. Joel Cook, number 2, was chasing that one down. And ACT's in no rush, really, to get this disc back in. And how's the journey been with your team so far? Yeah?
We've had a pretty short campaign. It's been about 6 weeks or so. And it's been really good that we managed to get 3 full teams together. So big part of it was really just getting numbers, and it's actually turned out to be really good considering that was the starting point. We've got some strong players, some really good developing players as well, which is really nice to see. I think, sometimes there's a lot of focus on elite athletes, and I think it's good to have this focus back again on development to get young people in and playing. So we've had a really good run. We've got Dan Matthews-Hunter and Anson Chun as our coaches, who have been, and Ariel Ivanovic. They've been really good and have taught us a lot this campaign, so it's been really great.
Yeah, I think especially for the smaller states, it's a bit challenging recruiting 3 teams, and but I think it's one of the positives is it's kind of spurred bringing a bunch of younger players up into, I guess bring them up into that kind of elite idea and the elite ranks, and giving them a coach and giving an exposure to a whole bunch of stuff that they wouldn't have otherwise had. That's really good to see. So Queensland has it. They're 20 metres out. They're moving the disc pretty quickly. Gets to Alex Leask. He swings it to Tan. And they're just outside the end zone now with Grimmond. And they've thrown the goal. Joel Cook scores. So finally we get the second point of the game done. And it's 2-0 to Queensland.
A series of breaks there from the Queensland side to get the goal. Really good play up the sideline. I think ACT will have to clamp down on that defense. So now we're just waiting for the next turn. So in that play we had some good players from Queensland. I think it was Cook and Leask.
Well, I haven't learned the names yet. Don't get me to tell anyone anything there. Yeah. And are you guys playing club season next season? Has there been some furious recruiting for club teams in Canberra yet, and playing Div 1 or Div 2, or what are you thinking? What about you, Abby?
I'm still kind of new at the sport, so I might just go Div 2, just not easy and nice and light. I like the. I won't be in Div 1. I'll be selected where I'm selected, but I highly like playing. But what division doesn't matter. It's just getting the fun of the game. It's the spirit. That's what it's about these days.
maybe someone will put the pressure on you, but yeah, see how the season pans out. I can say that Div 2 has better parties, but I don't think the bar is set very high in terms of parties at Division 1 Nationals these days. That might change. You never know. And what about you, Mia?
I'm on exchange, so I won't be here for the season. Yeah.
And where are you in exchange from?
Hawaii. Yeah. So I might play some disc over there. I think they've got some good spot. Yeah, should be good.
Queensland pulls. It's a good pull, but it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to go way out of bounds. Sorry, it's going in the lake, actually. So hopefully that person can swim. If he's from Queensland, he can swim. I'm going to say that. And if he's from the ACT, he's used to swimming in lakes, probably. Yeah. He's done well to retrieve that pretty quickly. And ACT is going to bring it in from the brick mark, I'm going to assume.
Yeah, I reckon that's the case. We've got Josh Matthews-Hunter picking up, taking it from the brick mark with Darren Chu as his dump. Then we've got in the stack a few of the blokes. Matt Daly. It's gone and it's been intercepted by Elliot Cook. It's quick hands. Worked it down the field pretty quickly. It's a swing. And back again. They might be getting another point. It's a quick play down the middle of the field. And it's up. And it's hit out. Oh. Taken back. It's been a call.
I really know. Maybe there was a pick call or something like that. So I think it's Linus Mueller with the disc. He middles it to Maju, looking for something, but there's nothing there. Back to Cook. It's thrown behind, but cleaned up. I don't quite see who. Luke Hamilton, I think, pulled that in. Yeah, so quite patient play there from Queensland. Little bit of sketchiness, but they do score it in the end. So they're up 3-0 and they're looking pretty dominant. Yeah.
Sure, I think the boys are going to have to step it up from ACT. They're jogging it down, seem to have their heads up still. So hopefully they can bring it back this time and get another point on O. Looks like a bit of wind, so they'll have to take that into consideration when they're playing.
So they're just getting to the lines now, having a chat. On the line, we've got number 69, Austin Harvey. Number 6, Jamin Shea. Matthew Hunter Josh. Number 10, Matt Daly. Number 18, Aaron Garbett. Number 11, Isaac Bell. Number 29. I'm going to go with 25 instead. That's definitely a 5. Aiden Barron. So the boys getting some wise words from the coaches. Hopefully this helps them win this terrific win that's coming through. Crossfield wind. All right. So the pull's from Queensland, and there's a hand up. It's a low one, it's hit the ground. Number 3's got it. And they're passing it through the handlers. Handlers are just passing it through. Looks like they got like some sort of a zone on us. Queensland's working it. Cramping up some space. Got some popping happening here. Hitting it out to that sideline. Throwing it back somewhat to the middle. The swings happen through. Oh, miscatch there, number 3.
So Queensland has it 20 metres out. About a third of the way across the field. Anderson to Grimmond, just outside the end zone, maybe 3 or 4 metres out. Puts a nice little floaty pass, but that wasn't what was required there. And the ACT defender just ran through and got that block, number 10.
And Matt Daly, defense, got the turn. Now he's in on handler. Isaac has come under again for primary. Back to Daly, number 10. And he's going up for the long shot and just a bit too far. It's a turnover again, just to Queensland. So walking it up, Queensland set in a vertical stack. Late cuts, they're getting moving now. Number 4's going under and it's not on. 33 is taken up. And there's a long swing. There's quick play from the Queensland side and a huck down to the end. It's floating up. There's looking good chance. And it's D'd by Matt Daly on the ACT team. ACT possession. We have a guest speaker.
This is David Evans commentating. ACT is on O right now. That was a great throw from Daly to number 18. Oh, it's a turnover. I don't know these players are. Are we turning?
And 10 gets the goal. So so have another guest commentator. He'll introduce himself.
My name is David Evans. I play for the ACT mixed team, and it's my first time commentating, so bear with me.
Yeah, so Dave will help call ACT possessions as well. And Queensland is notches up another one. They're certainly running away with this game at the moment. To me, looks like they have very fast movement of the disc. They're pretty confident, and it's making it very difficult for ACT to really put much pressure on defense. What do you think, Abby?
Yeah, I think the light rails definitely have some legs on them, but this Queensland team definitely puts it out there in that space, and they just run onto it, and unfortunately the mark can't get there in time, and the disc has gone again. So they've got to try and figure out a way to break that down, and it's going to be hard because they've got 4 up now, and the light rails are discussing maybe their new team tactic to try and break that down, but Queensland's definitely showing it up at the moment.
And what's your background, David? You been playing for a while, or are you at uni at the moment?
I'm currently at uni. This is my first year of playing, not commentating. It's my first year of playing. I got into it because of my brother. You may know him as Mark Evans. I am known as Mark Evans frequently, but it looks like we're about to go into game here.
So McPherson about to pull. That's a nice pull. It's going to stay in bounds. ACT probably get it around their brick mark. Oh, it's rolled back a bit towards halfway.
You want it? Alright, so ACT's got this now, throwing it in. It's out to Daly, and it's hit the ground already, so we'll turn it back over.
It's Maju with the disc. Swings it out to Leask. Puts it to the end zone. It's got to follow that trailing disc, but nicely cleaned up by Daniel McPherson, number 18, who just chased that down in the end zone. Definitely didn't seem to be the intended receiver, but comes in there and grabs the goal. So, looking tough for ACT. There was that first point that we started the live stream with, which was the second point of the game, where there are a lot of turnovers, and it looked like a fairly evenly balanced game. But since then, really, Queensland, whenever they get the disc, they just play pretty aggressively and have been pretty successful in getting the disc into the goal.
It looks like ACT's momentum is slowing down quite a lot, which is hopefully they can hype it up to hopefully get some points back. I'm hoping to see some zone on turn potentially, which would help them out since it is quite windy here in Geelong today. So right now they're calling the line. Looks like we've got Isaac on the left, 11. Mr. Jamin Shea, number 6. The infamous Patrick Sparks is number 3. Darren Chulander, as they call him, as the middle, who's usually Putter's handler, import from Singapore, great player. Number 18 looks like Austin Harvey. Oh, it's Aaron, sorry. It's Austin Harvey. Number 69, Austin Harvey. And number 25, we have Aiden Barron, who I have never seen play before, but seems to be a very good handler. Pass over to Abby.
So the pull happens. It's a beautiful pull, and it's gone straight over to Chu. Number 25's got it again now. It's handling well. Keeping it in the middle of the field. ACT's got a few throws in here. Hopefully they keep that flow going and keep the disc moving off the ground will be perfectly great. So they've got a zone on us again, and they're just moving it between the handlers, waiting for the gaps to pop open. And again, they're just throwing it around. Seem to be losing a bit of space rather than gaining it. So they've got tight zone on indeed.
This is Darren holding the disc right now. His throw is excellent for Darren to Aiden. Having trouble breaking past this zone, besides very few pops. Isaac, the redhead, is extremely good at popping, it seems. Oh, that's a great swing to Austin. Oh, bad luck, Austin. Good look, but it did not come off. Now, Queensland disc.
Well, it's not necessarily a bad result for the ACT. They've got the disc down the other end of the field and in the downwind corner on the cone. So if they got a chance to put some defensive pressure on Queensland, maybe get an early turn, and they'll have good position to try and score, at least. And they're playing man-on-man. It's Grimman with the disc. He showed earlier I thought a beautiful huck into the wind. So he's not scared to throw it deep. We'll see if they give him an option to throw it deep. Sims cuts, doesn't get it. It's a little bit of disarray right now from Queensland. They kind of cutters everywhere. And there's been a stoppage. So I think Grimman's just going to look to reset it towards the centre of the field right now, and he does. To Cook. Cook's looking to get it back. And it gets to Tan. Grimman has it again. It was a great grab. Cook has it on the sideline. I won't say they're moving it particularly easily, but easily enough. They're getting the options. That is a nicely threaded throw to just outside the end zone, and Lachlan Murphy takes the goal. And the goal thrower was Reece McAlpine. Yeah, so there's a little bit of sketchy play from Queensland, but they seem confident. Even if they get in a little bit of trouble with the stall count, they can get out of trouble, and they did that at that point. So, yeah, there's not really much else. So ACT, there's not much else that ACT can do here, really. They looked kind of comfortable in the zone, but they weren't really being they weren't penetrating the cup particularly. They weren't really popping into the cup or trying to work the cup around, just trying to take, as you're saying, Abby, just kind of taking the easy dumps, and eventually that just means you lose ground. Unless you can find some way of penetrating forward, you're not going to make progress unless you do something different.
Yeah, so Queensland's quite happy right now. I think they definitely got the lead, which would be true. So they're just enjoying themselves, having a good game, which is good to have at Nationals. ACT definitely have some things just to try and turn the game around, just to make it a bit more, exciting for them, get them to learn a bit more, and fix up those errors they're doing. Unfortunately, the wind here, as we've always been saying, is just cutting us down in Canberra, it sounds like.
And tell us a bit about the frisbee scene in Canberra. Do you guys play league? What sort of things happen on a typical week in Canberra, or how big is the league in Canberra?
The league I play in, the Northside League, is quite large. We play on Tuesdays, and I have training Monday, Wednesdays for this. Frisbee is definitely a big part of Canberran life if you are ACT Canberran frisbee player. But it looks like Joe's on disc on the sideline here. They could probably put another zone on them. That is Matt throwing across to, looks turnover. The wind took that one. Turnover to Queensland on the left sideline.
It looked like McPherson probably blocked that out. And Elliot Cook walking to the disc on the sideline, 20 metres out. Looks off Maju and gets it to Leask. But it's a turnover in the end zone.
So this is getting handled on the way up. So they're looking long to throw it. They've hucked it long to Tom. The winds took it again. And that's a turn again to Queensland. Bit of a buffle with the run over in between there, but Queensland's definitely about 5 minutes from their end zone again, and it's scored again by number 86.
Yeah, and it continues. So what's the score now is 7-0. So Queensland is looking to close this out for half time. The ACT coach, Conrad Wallace, I think, is calling a timeout. Yeah, they're going to need to think about something different to do against the zone. Any thoughts, guys, on the sort of things that they might want to try differently against the zone at least?
I think all in all, intensity is the necessary thing missing here against this tight Queensland zone, especially from the poppers and deeps. Seem to be not wanting the disc enough, especially since they're quite a fair way down. The momentum seems to be lost, and I think just hype up the intensity and quick, small, sharp movements is the best way to solve this zone.
It's timeout. Timeout's definitely called. Looks like ACT's just hitting the water bottles, trying to get some hydration into them. ACT will get into a huddle shortly. Queensland's already in their huddle, talking tactics again.
Yeah, I think Queensland would be pretty comfortable with how things are going. They won't really have that much to talk about apart from themselves. ACT needs to do something different. I think they need to penetrate the zone more. Maybe they just need to take a bit of a risk and throw it over the top of the zone, or get the disc down the other end of the field and put their own zone on. They definitely need to do something different. They need to do something different on offense and something different on defense probably as well. Just do something to try and stop the Queensland flow and get them doing something a bit different. Do you know how the ACT men have done so far today?
Yeah, the ACT men came into this with a not as strong team as I'd like. We spread our powers across the men's, women's, and mixed. But they came out and had quite a good game against the New South Wales, despite the scoreline being 15-3. They fought harder than they are fighting now, which I think is the thing missing here. Especially against zone, I think they just need to take more risks. The safe options aren't working. Throw some hammers. Everyone likes a hammer. Throw some hammers. I know they got them in them, and like and they're zone on defense. I think zone on turn is the one thing they should be playing more. They seem to be switching over to a man, which is they're being outrun and outclassed by the Queenslanders, and really need to work on something different, especially in this wind.
Yeah, look, I mean, when you're playing against a team that's significantly stronger than you, it's difficult to know what you can do. But one thing you can do is just try different stuff, I guess, and and even just think about what you as a team want to get better at, what you want to practice, what sort of stuff you need to be doing for the next game. Not that this game's necessarily over yet, but it's going to need a radical change for ACT to get back into it. That's for sure. Have you guys managed to watch any other games this tournament?
We just watched the New South Wales mix versus Victoria mix as we're about to go up against them at 3 o'clock on this field, which will be quite interesting. But both sides seem to be incredibly strong. With New South Wales having a dingo on their team, which will be interesting to play against. Supposedly the best player on this tournament, but I think ACT can bring it to them, show them that we have power in us, and hopefully bring a better performance than previously, or than last game.
Yeah, New South Wales Victoria it was a closer game than the scoreline showed, I think. I think Victoria doesn't need to do much more to close that gap in the scoreline. So, yeah. And so who are you guys playing next? You're playing Victoria, New South Wales, and then Victoria. Okay, that's a tough afternoon. Yeah, and so who do you have tomorrow?
So I believe we'll have South Australia in the morning, 9 a.m. straight up. So we'll show them some skills, hopefully, as we always do.
And have you seen anything of South Australia mixed?
We just saw them versus WA. We versus WA went to Universe Point. Luckily, we lost that Universe Point. But we think, based on what WA versus South Australia with, we can take South Australia and show them that we are quite good at Frisbee.
Yeah, WA had a import from Belgium, I saw. I don't know if that's allowed under AFDA rules, but anyway, he looked pretty dominant. He looked like the total package.
Yeah, he was definitely a significant impact on their team. Came out unexpected, but I think our players took it to him, but didn't impact the game too much, and it was a very even game. But now we have Nicholas Hodgson on the disc, hucks it deep, looking for the end zone. No one's there.
Well, they got field position, so look, worse things have happened. Grimmond going to pick up the disc. Probably, definitely one of their stronger throwers. Going to have it on the sideline though. It's not the ideal position. Gets a look deep, but it's not on. He's looking to swing it now. Gets it to Murphy, I think. Lachlan Murphy. Back to Grimmond. Back to Murphy. And it's turned over.
That was a great layout block from ACT. Looks like they're turning things up a little bit coming to the second half. Let's go to Darren Chews on the disc. He's looking into the end zone for sure. Looking for that break side throw. Easy open side throw to the end zone for ACT men's first point. It's a great start to the half.
And that block was by Isaac Bell, is that right? I think it was, yeah. From Catherine in the Northern Territory. So probably without a doubt Catherine's best ultimate Frisbee player. So by my count this is halftime, but maybe that 7-1, sorry, ACT scored. Yeah, so they're on the scoreboard. They got to be happy about that.
Let's hope ACT can bring it back and get this half. It's a tight one. No, but that's a great way for ACT to bring it out to the timeout, slow down Queensland's momentum. And that was also just a great throw from Darren Chu. Seems to be picking it up a lot more. We got a new guest speaker here, Daniel Klink. He is on the mixed team with me. What are your thoughts on this game so far, Mr. Klink?
Hey guys, it's been a pretty one-sided game so far, but we're looking for ACT to bring it back big in the second half and come out with the win strong.
Well, it's not the second half yet, Mr. Klink, but hopefully ACT can come back and make this 7-2.
You've only been playing for like less than a year, Dave. You already think you're on the Australian team. Yeah. And so ACT pulling to Queensland. They want to make quick time at this point and get to half. So it's Maju picking up the disc. He's going to bring it to the brick mark. Looks a little bit like ACT's putting a zone on. Let's say they are. So that's good to see a different look. And so Maju puts it in the brick. Quick give go with McPherson. Gets it back on the sideline. That's kind of where ACT wants them to have the Frisbee, so want to kind of protect that position and then put a bit more pressure on. They're playing with it on the sideline. It's with Lachlan Bonney at the moment, and they get the turnover. So that's exactly what ACT wants out of that.
Yeah, that was a great block from Joe in the cup. Looks like Aiden is on the disc right now. Senses it straight to Darren Chu. Darren Chu's fakes are incredible, but straight back to Aiden. It looks like the movement is significantly better than before the timeout. But bad luck with the look. It's just turned over to Queensland.
Yeah, that was nice movement by ACT there. Just maybe kind of misjudged that last throw. Again, they've reset the cup. It's with Luke Hamilton to Elliot Cook. Back to Maju to Cook. He breaks it, breaks through the cup to Leask. Leask, I'd say an ambitious forehand look that doesn't carry. But look, Queensland's got position right down the far end of the field. ACT's going to have to bring it in on that cone, on the downwind cone. So Queensland will be reasonably happy with that outcome.
Yeah, I think Queensland really like the territory they got here. But let's hope ACT can bring it back to this side of the end zone. Looks like Aiden's picking the disc up from the sideline. He's looking to send it to Darren. Darren with a great dump cut up the line. Perfect outside in throw, but it seems to be out of the bounds.
I think the ACT player jumped out, but Cook has a disc on the sideline. They're trying to set the zone. They are trying to set the zone, I think. Leask has the disc, middle of the field, maybe 20 metres, 15 metres out of the end zone. Maju, back to Maju, just outside the end zone. With Lachlan Bonney, I think. Back to Cook. Swings it to Bonney. Easy goal to, I think, to Hamilton. And that's half time. Yeah, we can talk. You want to? No, we can. Do you want to have a chat? Let's have a chat. Yeah. So, sorry, tell us a little bit more, Daniel, about your background and. Yeah, you at uni at the moment?
Oh, so I just finished year 12. I just finished year 12 at Dixon College in the ACT. It's a pretty great school, and I've been playing frisbee for about 4 games. And my good mate Bill Foreman and Ryan Waters got me into the frisbee scene. I'm loving it.
So you started playing at school?
Me and Bill would just throw the disc around at school a couple of times, and then he was like, "Hey, come fill in for my Tuesday league team." So I started playing a couple of Tuesday league games, and then went from there.
And is there like regular games at the school and stuff like that, or just a few kids at the school who play?
Yeah, it's just a few kids. There's not many games going at all. It's not very big in Dixon College, but we're trying to get it bigger.
We've left now. I don't know how you're going to get it bigger now. You have to be one of those nerdy kids that goes back to school next year. Yeah, hangs out and says hi to all the teachers. So are you starting uni next year, or what's your plans for next year?
Gonna have a gap year, make some money, and then probably go traveling over Europe, maybe Croatia or something like that, and then check out the European frisbee scene.
Well, it's pretty good, the European frisbee scene actually. So I highly recommend it. Yeah, if you want to have a theme to a European holiday, there's worse things you could do than go around and play a bunch of frisbee tournaments and party with the Europeans. Yeah.
So what about yourself? Have you commentated many games quite a lot, or is this your first time?
Well, look, yeah, this is maybe my 4th time commentating. So yeah, like I'm a 3-tournament veteran. Still working on it a lot, but you got to work on everything, don't you? Yeah. So what's that? Ultimate Frisbee Australia. Yeah. Yeah. So easy to find.
Have you played frisbee a lot yourself, or you've got a big history in frisbee?
Big what? Big history in frisbee. A long history. Yeah. So I started playing like 26 years ago, I guess. Yeah. When I was 19. So, yeah. And, yeah, I know. So I've captained the Australian team and I've played for Australia many times.
Was frisbee big back when you started playing, or was it just a relatively small thing?
Well, I mean, look, I started playing in Queensland at Queensland University, and there was actually a 4-team league back then at Queensland Uni, and I'd say probably for the next 10 years there was still a 4-team league at Queensland Uni. So I think early days in Australia, frisbee growth kind of went in cycles, and it would grow for a bit. Yeah, it would grow for a bit, and then it would kind of die, and people would lose enthusiasm and stuff. But so it's only really in recent years that kind of frisbee has steadily grown, I suppose. But you still see places where something happens, a league starts up or something like that, and then doesn't last very long, and then people move out of town and it dies. Yeah.
So it looks like we're getting back onto the field now. We got the ACT team lining up here. looks like from left to right, Matt Daly is a key part of the team. Tom Clark, who's an absolute unit. He's quite a large man. Eric Horvat, who recently started playing Frisbee and is has improved significantly over the past year or so. We have Nick Hodgson, who is a very young player, back from injury. Had a knee injury last half and now is back, ready to play, ready to tell the field. I have Matt, second Matt, as number 5, number 19, sorry. He's very quick and very good at the deep position. Then we have Austin, and then of course Mr. Darren Chu, the backbone of the handlers of the ACT men's team, and the main puller, it seems.
And they're starting the half on defense, so they may well pull a zone out again. It was reasonably useful in the last couple of points of that half, changing up a little bit for the Queenslanders.
It was good to see ACT put some zone onto the Queenslanders, especially in this wind. Looks like they're doing it, setting it up again into a 2-man cup. No, it was a man actually.
Well, it worked, got the turnover straight away. So ACT has a disc just around their halfway line.
Yeah, I know most of them. Nick Hudson throws Eric, but looks like there's a call. Looks like it might have been a pick called, and it's thrown back to Nick Hudson. I think he'll be looking to hopefully put it up to the stack, or swing it to Matt Daly, who seems to be quite poached. He's swinging straight to Eric again. Eric's quite a good thrower, but it looks like another pick was called. A lot of stoppages this point. Let's see what Eric looks for this time. Looks like Eric's looking for his dump to Nick. That's a great fill by Matt, who is looking for Daly. Daly's on the line now, looking up the line. Great throw to Eric again, and Eric will hopefully look for the break side throw. Oh, good pick up from Matt. Straight to Nick Hodgson again. Nick Hodgson, very young player, and ripe age of 18, and improved significantly. Great defensive player, great offensive player. Matt Daly, once again, played for 2 years, very good for his time played. And that is that's a great throw from Matt Daly. Straight to Eric. Oh, skied by.
Yeah, Queensland, that was a great block by Queensland. They have most of the field to work. That throws a little bit astray, but the receiver. Okay, thanks a lot. Dave's got to go and warm up for his game, so good luck. And yeah, won't see you later. Our disc has gone back to the thrower. I think it travel called or something like that. And a drop from Maju. So ACT has another chance. They're looking a lot better right now. And I don't have the team list for ACT. I've lost my team list for ACT, so I'm going to have to retrieve that. Not much happening in terms of cutting. They center it. Yeah. Just outside the end zone, ACT now, so looking good. Definitely threatening to score right now. With Chu. Swings it. And it's a goal. So that was a promising start to the half for ACT. Score another one. Maybe they settled a little bit. I think they needed to kind of change their style of play, and they've done that successfully. Yeah. 8-2 to Queensland. Now Queensland maybe needs to think a little bit about what they're doing. Being a little bit loose with the disc and yeah, just not quite handling that little bit of extra pressure that the ACT is putting on them. Yeah, so Queensland would, you know, being up 8-1 at half, they would really want to just kind of continue that and even streak away with the game and get an early finish. But looks like they might have a bit of a battle in this half, I reckon. So they're receiving, this is kind of the upwind end of the field. This lands in and rolls out. So they're going to be taking it a little bit short of halfway on the downwind sideline. And ACT's showing a zone again. It's quite a loose cup. No, it's not a zone, it's man. That's why it looks like a loose cup. So they've gone, switched to man. Forcing sideline. Gets successfully to Leask. He sends it into the end zone and that's pulled in. Can't quite see who scored that. It was a nice grab up high. Got to question exactly why ACT wouldn't want to try and put a zone on in that situation, but anyway, I think that's kind of playing into Queensland's style of play. They really do want to. They really do look to huck fairly aggressively a lot of the time. Anyway, look. I think they had some success in the previous point with some man on man, so it's worth a try. ACT wants to keep in this half. They want to keep ticking the scoreboard over for themselves. So their last offensive possession, they were pretty patient. If they can do that again, if they can do that for the rest of the game, just hold on to the disc a little bit more, give themselves a few more chances. Well, okay, but they didn't. It's a stiff wind to throw into. Grimond has a disc, gets it to the downwind sideline, back to Grimond, but couldn't. That was a sharp pass. He couldn't reel it in. It's floated out of bounds. And Queensland's setting up a zone. The wind is fairly stiff at the moment, going from right to left across your screen. They get it moving. Oh, and nicely threaded through the cup. So Chu has it. He gets it to Daly. Out to Hodson. Hodson swings it to the downwind sideline to Chu, or most of the way across the field to Chu. Chu threads it again beautifully to Hodson. Hodson, nice throw down the sideline. They're definitely close to attacking the end zone now. Centers it to Daly. Back to Chu. Chu definitely a key handler for them. Daly, back to Chu. Slowly losing ground right now. Daly has it again. Back to Chu. Chu's looking for something through the cup. Oh. Yeah, they kind of lost their rhythm there a little bit and maybe put a bit of pressure on themselves from the fact they were steadily going backwards. It's not really thrown to anyone. So ACT gets it again. Looked really good when Chu penetrated the cup the previous time. And then they capitalised on that. So they need to do something like that again. Be careful of getting stuck on that sideline. Nice throw. Gets out to Sparks. To Chu. He swings it down to Hodson. Chu gets it again. Hodson quickly gets it out to Barron. Barron back to Chu. Daly threads it through to Chu. Can't get the keep the momentum going. There's a bit of talk about something. More talk. Chu wants to find the gaps here. He wants to break this cup open. And ACT probably needs him to be the one doing it. Daly has it. Oh, that's a nice throw. To Barron. Oh, it's been dropped. Queensland very quickly moving the disc, and then they huck it into a power position. It's floating. It's chased well, but he can't quite get there. That was Cook chasing that one. And Daly has a disc on the end zone line. Back to Daly. Chu's yet to kind of introduce himself into it, and they try to, but it was a tough grab, falling short of Chu. Queensland has decent position, maybe 15 metres out from the end zone. Grimmond looks to the end zone, a little bit overthrown. And Barron bringing the disc in for ACT. Takes a little pop pass, centers it to Daly. Hodson to Chu, to Daly, but he spills it, just bobbles it, and then Queensland knocks it down. Not quite sure why there's any talk of that one, any discussion, but looks like the receiver's going to get it. Looks like Daly's going to get it. No, it's going back to throw it. Okay. Did look like a pretty clean block. Chu sends it to Barron. Tosses it down to Daly. Okay, now Barron has it on the sideline. It's a bit more difficult position, and the pressure is starting to build. He does get it out to Daly though, who threads it. Oh, just grabs onto that Hodson. To Barron, to Daly. Will Daly threat? He breaks the cup again. To Chu. Oh, he's popped that one up off his shin, I think. And Grimmond cleans it up. It's now with, sorry. Back to Grimmond. Does a cheeky high forehand that was maybe a little bit too cheeky and didn't hit its receiver. And ACT has it again. But just outside their end zone. So they got a lot of field to work, and they're on the downwind sideline with Chu. And Chu decides to do something different and get a bit of field position. And the defender almost gave a second bite to the ACT. Grimmond has it. Oh, miscue, second miscue in a row from Grimmond. Just maybe a little bit too casual, just didn't quite step into that throw properly. Chu has it. To Barron. Chu. Giving it to the sideline to Daly. He breaks through the cup very nicely, and now they're definitely within striking distance of the end zone. Daly has it. He's looking. He breaks it nicely to Hodson. Right on the edge. And they've scored. Good patience. Look, I think that option by Chu to punt it paid off. They were struggling to work at the full length of the field. But when they got it with half the field to play, they showed that they could be patient, throw in a couple of break passes and score the goal. So there was some really nice offense from ACT in that point against the zone. And some kind of loose play from Queensland that they'll, like, when they come up against stronger opponents, they're going to need to be a lot tighter than that. But look, they've got a large advantage on the scoreboard, so you can understand them. Just wanting to try and finish points quickly. I believe time cap's fallen. So Queensland just needs to score one more to finish the game. Oh, bobbled by Queensland, by Cook. Leask has it to Maju, back to Leask. Tosses it up a bit casually. It's a little bit of casualness crept into Queensland's play. It's not paying off for them. And ACT could easily score here. Nice grab. Oh! Well. Very disappointed to not have actually cleanly caught that, having done everything up to that point. That was Horvat, number 2. And so Queensland has it again. They're looking deep. To Hollander, out to Leask, to Cook, to Leask. He sends it. Nicely read and nicely grabbed, one-handed. Just outside the end zone by Bonnie, I think. and an easy goal in the end. That's game. So we might just finish this live stream. Thanks for joining us. That was Queensland over the ACT. I'm not even quite sure of the final score. 10-3. Yeah, a pretty comprehensive win by Queensland. So thanks for joining us. We'll catch you for the next live stream.